Promotions for our event taking place on Saturday, the 25th of November at Laura Trott Leisure Centre. We've got some of the boxers competing on night here, so we've got some promoters in the house and some seasoned boxers with us as well that will be competing for an exciting night of boxing. I'm going to hand over to Keith now, who's going to conduct the press conference along with Edward Leshy. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian. Round of applause for me if you want. Well, ladies and gentlemen, not many ladies here, but lady and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the press conference for an evening of professional boxing entitled Unfinished Business, put on by Premier Boxing Promotions with Edward Leshy, who we're going to hear from very shortly, in collaboration with Hall of Fame promoter Mr. Mo Pryor. Saturday the 25th of November at the Laura Trott Leisure Centre, Windmill Lane, Cheshunt. Before we go on and get some words, I think it's very pertinent to introduce the sponsors. There are quite a few, so bear with me. Joseph's Electricians, one of the sponsors, IVL Accountancy, Smart Transport Hub, Leshy Construction, Fit Factory, Jekka Scaffolding, Dreams Construction, Chic Deco, Design and Build, CL Construction, and Lala Scaffolding. Very many thanks for supporting this event. I have to say that these sorts of events are what boxing is all about. We hear on the news, we hear on the media, Talk Sport and the newspapers about these massive big money events in Saudi Arabia. Even these sort of new kind of gimmicky events in Saudi Arabia, it was only a few weeks ago. But this is the core of British boxing. This is the core of boxing. The young debutants making their professional debut, seasoned boxers. This is about the future of boxing and the now of boxing. Make no mistake, these are the events that hold the sport up, not so much the big headline events that you see. So big round of applause for all the people behind, the sponsors, the promoters, Edmonton Eagles Boxing Club. So a big round of applause for them. Some of the boxers are here. I will go through the card as we know it, so please bear with me. We have Nick, a former Southern Area Cruiser champion in Nick Parker, 10 wins, 1 defeat, 6 by KO against Perry Howe, which will be 6 3-minute rounds at the cruiserweight level, cruiserweight division. We have Patrick Mendy, former prize fighter champion, last fought in 2021. So he's been out of the ring for 2 years. Be interesting to see how he fares in his comeback against Bahadur Karami, 8 3 minutes at the super middleweight division. Hamza Bat will be making his second professional contest at the welterweight division, 4 3-minute rounds, where he will be facing Georgi Velichkov. We have Simeon Predi, 6 contests, 6 wins, 4 by KO at the middleweight division against Jan Balog, 4 3-minute rounds. 4 3-minute rounds in the middleweight division. We have Andrea Sikaleshi, 2 contests thus far, 2 wins against Santiago Garces in the super lightweight division, 4 3-minute rounds. We then have Daniel Khan, an impressive 10 wins out of 10 contests against Lee Hallett. That will be 6 3-minute rounds in the super lightweight division. We will then have Frankie Davey, 6 contests, 5 wins, 1 draw against Fernando Valencia in the middleweight division, 4 3-minute rounds. A debutante, Lee Roberts, in the cruiserweight division. This will be at 6 3-minute rounds against Marcin Prostko. We will then have Robert Lloyd Taylor, his first 6-rounder. He's had 3 contests so far, 3 wins against Mikhailo Softas in the super welterweight division. That will be 6 3-minute rounds. And it doesn't end there, ladies and gentlemen. So there's quite a packed card, let me tell you. We have in the super lightweight division, Bradley Townsend. A very impressive 13 contests, 13 wins, 0 defeats. Opponent to be announced, but that will be 6 3-minute rounds in the super lightweight division. And then Jimmy Tyres will have his 3rd professional contest. He's had 2 contests so far, 2 wins. He will be facing Dylan Courtney in the cruiserweight division, 6 3-minute rounds. And finally, Dennis Doughty, 23 contests, 5 defeats against Dale Arrowsmith in the super welterweight division. That will be 8 3-minute rounds. So we have a packed card. Everyone will get their money's worth. Make sure you head down there, Laura Trott Leisure Centre, Saturday the 25th of November. I know that there are some of the boxers here. I think it may be worthwhile in the first instance getting a few words, because I know there'll be many Albanian people in the crowd, many Albanian supporters, and of course he is working with Premier Boxing Promotions. I don't know where he is, I've never met him before, I do apologise. Edward Leshy. Edward. You can speak in Albanian, and let's hear about it in Albanian. I wonder what you're saying, but there'll be many people here who will.
Është diçka që kam tash me bë edhe përpara, po tash thash ti parasysh të japë ti edhe një dyne bokserëve të ri që kismet na shtabohen dikushi qofse me nimin e apo të sponsorëve, me nimin e shoqënisë, shokëve, edhe kushtetem të mirë, na kupton? Edhe më dhon i fije rruga, kupton, sepse rinia valla gjithsesi paga shumë gjithë kemi dashur të bëjë diçka, po kur nuk kemi farnime, nuk ke si lëviz. Të shimon shoqëni si kena gjithë këto si shef, edhe tjerë që të vinë. Inshallah jam me farkrahu, jo vetëm Andreas, po edhe tjerëve. A kupton? Me mand me të mirë zotit, a kupton? Ti shi çfarë më thon, faleminderit Haziri, për gjithë
Well, I'm glad you understood that, because I didn't, but I must say his Albanian is very, very good. Anyway, let me also get a few words with Hall of Fame promoter Mo Pryor. Mo, you work in collaboration with a good man, Costakis, and Premier Boxing Promotions.
Sorry, I forgot the Costa. Mention his name. So he's my very old friend. So like we working together, and he's been helping me a lot. And we just look after each other, and hopefully we'll do with Mo and Costa lots of other shows. And Yeah.
Well, I concur, obviously. Costakis is a bit of a legend, obviously. For those of you who know, he's a man of the cloth, and does enormous amounts for the community, running the Edmonton Eagles Boxing Club. So Mo, putting on a show like this, as I said, this is really what boxing is about. This is the where without this you won't get those massive shows. You put on a lot of shows yourself. Just give us a few words while you're working with Premier Boxing Promotions, and what are you expecting for next week?
Well, first I'd like to say thank you for the introduction. Why am I working with Costas? Because he's the most honest guy in boxing, to be honest. If you can't trust an Archbishop, who can you trust? So, he's a great guy, and I just wanted to say about the fighters who just started. We're like a nursery. You start with us, and you win your fights and all that. Then you can go on Sky. You can go with Frank Warren. You've got to aim high. I've had Richard Leopold start on my show, Chris Congo, Dillian White, Liam Williams was on my shows.
You had Florian Mork as well.
Sorry?
Florian Mork.
I did have him, and I'll be honest, I made a big mistake with Florian, because I said, how many tickets do you sell? He said, Mo, I can sell 1,000 tickets. I said, everybody says that they can sell 1,000 tickets, but he could actually sell 2,000. So, and He left the trainer he was with, so I lost out on him. But listen, he's a credit to you guys and all that, and he's a great fighter. He's beat a couple of my fighters already. But as I say, you've got to aim high, guys, and this show's going to be a good show. There's some good talent on it. There's a few that I used to manage as well. Nick, I'm looking forward to watching Nick. Patrick's come back there from a layoff, so you know he was a good fighter before. I'm sure he will be again. But I'd just like you all to enjoy it and hope it's a good night for you.
Big round of applause for Well, there are some of the boxers on the card here. I haven't been introduced personally as of yet, but why don't we start off with Nick Parker. Nick, big night next week for you. You've got a very good record. 11 contests, only 1 defeat to 10 wins. How do you feel about appearing on a card under Premier Boxing Promotions and of course Mo Pryor? Because, as I said, these events are what matter. These are events that are what make boxing. It is the lifeblood of the sport. Give us a bit of an insight into what we can expect from you next week as well.
Hello everyone, I just want to say thank you for having me on the show. Thank you to Premier Boxing and everyone involved with it. Obviously I've been out of the ring for pretty much 18 months now, so building activity, but I'm looking forward to getting back in the ring and getting back to winning ways, how I left off. I was meant to fight for the English title this year. Never happened because my opponent pulled out. I was meant to be on Channel 5, so I missed out on my opportunity, but I believe that it will come back. I just got to get back in the ring and get the rust off, and then hopefully we can move forward from there.
I mean, how far do you feel you can get in the cruiserweight division? Because in Britain alone, we have got a huge number of great cruiserweights. Obviously at the very top, Chris Billings-Smith, Lawrence Okoli. You have Jordan Thompson, a friend of mine who fought a few weeks ago, maybe a bit early for him against Jaya Pataya, Chef Clark. There's a number of them. How far do you feel that do you feel you're in that sort of mix?
100%. I'm confident to run with any of these guys. I fought Rackport in amateurs. I've sparred most of these guys, and I believe when the time's right, I'll be competitive with all of these guys, and if not, I can beat them, and I believe I can.
Well, look, I'm looking forward to seeing you box next week, and I wish you the best of luck for next week. Do you know much about your opponent, by the way?
No, I don't know too much about him. I've watched a few of his fights on YouTube, as you do, and I just think that if I'm at my best, then I'll be too much for him.
And it's interesting. It's something that all you guys can answer. Do you feel that when you're boxing at this level, at this stage, it's harder to prepare for your opponents because you don't know the opponents quite as well? Is this something all of you find? Let me hand over to you, Patrick.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank God for giving me the opportunity and thank all the promotion team, managers and everybody. And welcome everyone today. Definitely, for the question that you asked regarding about, care about opponents, it's sometimes we do have to care about because of, when we're fighting, we're done because we're eager to get winning quick. So because of the damage that we are causing for the lot of opponents, because I cause a lot of people damage in the past, they go to the hospital. Some of them, they have to go to the coma sometimes. So we have to sometimes to be very mindful and careful. So even though when we have to kind of put them down on the floor, we have to just stand back and make sure we just pray for them because there's nothing else we can do because the damage has already been done.
Who else we got over here? Why don't you hand over the microphone, and then you can introduce yourselves, and then just ask the question. First of all, give us a bit of an idea about what to expect from you guys coming up next week, and also I'm just curious to know how you prepare for an opponent you're not going to know much about, which actually makes it interesting for the fans.
I just want to say hello to everyone. Thank you for coming out. Even in the amateurs, I never used to watch any of my opponents. I just let my team do that. they look for the weaknesses. I just turn up on the night before.
Okay. And do you know much about your opponent next week?
No, we had an opponent change last week. Doesn't matter.
Okay. And obviously my good friend next to you on the left, then we want to say a few words in answer and about what we can expect from you coming on 25th of November. So yeah, introduce yourself because I don't know who I'm expecting.
Simeon Preddy.
Okay.
Nice to meet everyone. Thanks for being here. 6-0, 4 knockouts. Honoured to be on this show, Costco. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm very honoured to be on this Premier Boxing show. They stand for what I stand for. I'm a youth worker, I'm a mentor. I want to reach out to the youth. You know, I've always been respected by my power, by my hands, from the streets, from prison, to now professional boxing and trying to do something positive in my life. So yeah, I'm reaching out to the youth, and this is how I do it. I've always been respected by knocking people out. So now I'm doing it in a positive light. I'm going to be able to knock people out in the ring, let everyone in the world see it, and I'm going to reach out to the youth and let them know that there's another way to live. I came up from the streets, I came up from gang culture, in and out of prison, selling drugs, you name it, but obviously God came into my life and showed me a new way, and now I found a better path. He showed me boxing, so this is what I'm doing. I'm dedicating my life to it. I train every day, twice a day. You know, I'm on weight, I eat clean, I've cut out all my negative friends I've stayed away from. And yeah, like I said, I'm a youth worker, so I'm always talking to the youth. They look up to me in the amateur boxing gyms, and I tell them what they need to do, and I see in their eyes that they believe in me. So now I just want to show them what I'm about. When I'm in the ring, the 25th of November, you will see a knockout. I can guarantee I've watched my opponent, he's not going to last. I wanted to do 6 rounds, but unfortunately, I didn't sell as much tickets as I wanted to do, so I could only afford the 4. But yeah, that's me, Simeon Preddy. I had 16 amateur fights. I've had it tough in this country fighting. Promoters not putting me on their shows. I'm not going to name names, but they've made it hard for me, saying I'm a gang member, saying I'm a negative person, but that's not the truth. I'm here to make a difference. I'm trying to change my life, and this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm thankful, Costco, for putting me on your show. You're the first guy to give me an opportunity in this country. I had to travel, I had to go to South America and all these places to get fights. Taking the money out of my own pocket, working as a scaffolder, stacking all my money to get on the plane and fight abroad because I couldn't get fights here. But Costco, I got through to you, 1 phone call, and you put me on your show. So the 25th is going to be my first fight back in London in 3 years, and I'm going to put on the show, and I will be getting signed. Everyone's going to know about me real soon. Thanks for listening.
Wait, that's what professional boxing or boxing is all about. You have, Simeon, I've got to say, in my eyes, you're a champion already, because when you come from that background and you change yourself, that is a champion's mindset, okay? And by not only are you doing the champion's thing by leading people through the straight path, which is an amazing thing. That's what boxing does, and that's what you're doing. So in my mind, you're already a champion. So if everybody here watching this guy is already a champion,
thank you.
And I would say that I'm looking forward to seeing you box, and I'm hoping I'll get the chance to see you box regularly. Now, how far do you feel you can genuinely go in the sport?
I can go as far as the Lord allows me to go. And I believe I can be a world champion. I've got knockout power. Everywhere I go, I knock people out, you know. Everyone knows about me, in the gyms, in the rings. When I hit them, they're hurt. Doesn't matter what weight I'm sparring. I spar all weights, welterweight, all the way up to light heavy. I'll put them away, I'll put them down. All the gyms know about me. I just haven't had the opportunity to showcase my skills yet. But I've got the opportunity now. The 25th, I'm going to let everyone know who I am. And, you know, it's the start of my journey.
Ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking forward to seeing this guy on the 25th because, in my opinion, he talks the talk, but he walks the walk, as he already has done in his life. And hopefully he could do that in his career. So listen, well done, Costas, for putting me on your show, and I'm hoping to see a lot more of him. Who else we got over there? Pick up the microphone, introduce yourself, and let's hear what you've got to say for... Have you not got a mic there, or you want to take mine? Introduce yourself, and let's hear a little bit about you and a little bit about your career and about the 25th.
First of all, I'm going to speak Albanian first.
Whatever you want. The floor is yours.
Përshëndetje të gjithëve. Shumë faleminderit që keni ardhur këtu për mua dhe jam shumë eksituar për ne shumë shpunën edhe çfarë them, shumë faleminderit.
No help, man.
Right, so hello everyone. I'm thankful to be here, and this is my first time I'm gonna fight outside my city. I'm from Whitfield, and I'm thankful to be here and excited, and I'm looking forward to Saturday. And I know I'm gonna have behind a lot of support, and I just want to say thank you. That's it.
And like I said, you know, when you attend events like this on the 25th, you're not only supporting boxing, but you're supporting the future of boxing, you're supporting amazing stories that we hear from our friend here on the right and on my left. So, you know, guys, and if you guys watching, wherever you're watching on YouTube and so forth, get down here and support. You're supporting these lads on their future, and you're supporting the sport. And there'll be some great action, we know that already. What about my good friend over there with a baseball cap? He's remained silent, sitting next to Simeon, and let's get you in. Come on. All right. What about my friend here on the baseball cap? Pass him the mic. Let's hear a few words. Tell us a bit about your career, and tell us about what you expect to do and what we should expect to see.
Look, I want to speak. Hazir can speak something. Bluli, Ramazan can say something. No? Choose someone who wants to speak something. Just say for what do you feel about the sport. You know, just give something else that they can hear as well. When you want to, does anyone want to say something? From my guys, basically, from my Albanian side. Don't be shy, man. Just whatever you feel.
Patrick, let's go over to my mate. We haven't been introduced, so.
I'm Charlie Wilkes. I'm representing Hamza.
Okay.
I'm not a boxer, but
okay.
Stay with me. With TWI Boxing. Been watching Hamza training recently, working hard, putting in all the effort, and I think we'll see that on the 25th. I think we'll show what he's all about, because he's him.
So you work with a number of boxers, yeah? And is this man here one of your sort of coveted men in your crew, so to speak?
He's one of the biggest, I'd say. He's very hard working, and he's got a lot of talent. So we'll see that as well.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you, and looking forward to seeing your man here. Listen, what about Patrick here? Patrick, you're probably the most experienced on the bill. Okay, you haven't fought for how long? For 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Why haven't we seen you? What's been going on? And what can we expect from you now you're about to relaunch your career?
Yeah, first of all, as I always use, first God to thank God for everything. Yes, it's been 2 years. Not been back to where I belong, which is the boxing, the ring. Because I've been busy traveling in the army, the British Army. I've been doing a lot of stuff, but now I'm coming back to finish unfinished business, which the fight on this Saturday, as I keep saying to everybody else, it's going to be an amazing fight. We're experienced, we travel around the world, we box so many fights, so many places, we win so many fights. There's so many times we win a fight, you win a WBF style, they rob you, they give you points and everything. But I get opportunity now, as a home fighting, is different from as a away fighting. So this fight is going to be amazing. This Saturday, I want everybody to tune in and get a ticket, come down, watch this show, because it's going to be amazing show. Because you're going to see talent, experience, skills, always going to be applied. So we're giving back everything to the community at the same time. We're in my own gym where we train the young kids at the same time, help them, introduce them with the boxing, teach the young kids to follow the managers and be in a home, have a team behind you. Don't have a team. If you don't have a team, you're going to be a problem like us in the past, which we've been through. So I want everybody else not to do my same mistake. Please. Thank you.
Well, like I said, looking forward to seeing you back on the canvas, standing, of course, Patrick. But no, looking forward to seeing you resume your career next Saturday. And actually, like I said to you, this may not be a Matchroom promotion or a Queensbury promotion where the whole crowd sings Sweet Caroline. But if you're lucky, I may sing it for you on my own. But let me, before we sort of wrap up, we haven't had a word from the main guy here, the Archbishop, the guy behind where we are now, Edmonton Eagles Boxing Club. Let's get a few words with Costakis Evangelou, because it would be wrong not to hear from the man behind all this, behind the man putting the card together. Costas, over to you. What can we expect? And I've always thought it's a very unusual kind of mix to be a man of the cloth and to be a boxing manager, boxing promoter, boxing club manager. It is an unusual mix. So maybe people can have their faith, not only in God, but faith in the sport of boxing. I know, I follow the sport, and a lot of people have sort of given up. You had a few weeks ago, Francis Ngannou. He's had one fight at heavyweight, and he's already top 10 in the WBC. That makes you lose faith in boxing, but because of you, a man of faith, it gives people faith back in the sport. So tell me, give us a bit about how you feel about this promotion and how you feel about being part of this sport.
Well, thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to come to Edmonton. Thank you, Hall of Famer Mofa, for being a support, being an example, and your experience is invaluable. Thank you. I really value that. So thank you for that. And also, when you realise that everything you do is a teamwork, it's not individual. Everyone needs a team. Truth is parallel. Life is a fight. And we need, depending who's in our corner, we determine whether we move forward or whether we go backwards. And you need people around your life who add to your life and not take away from your life. It's very, very important. So I've learned many things in life experiences, do's and don'ts. And just to say for these young, aspiring boxers, some are further ahead than others, but you're all in the same direction to excellence. And you only get out of life what you put in. It comes back. What you sow, you reap. And depending how hard you want to work will show in the ring. And when I give talks about motivating young people, and Simon works with the youth work and others as well have that kind of work that they do, and I'm also an England official. You've left that one out. You didn't. No, I'm a judge for England boxing as well, so, and a level 2 coach. The thing is that I often say for a youngster to get in the ring and box for 6 minutes, he or she has to put at least 3 months of preparation. And if you don't have the stamina, however good technically you are, you'll burn out, you'll come down during the course of the fight. And that's what life is about, is preparation is 9/10 of achievement. So if you work diligently, hard, and I had the privilege to work with all of you, and I thank you all for, accepting to box on our show. And it's our privilege and it's honor that you're on our show, because I know the hard work that you put behind the scenes to actually be able to get into the ring. And as I was saying earlier, you had a change of opponent just overnight. And I always say to the boxers and to the people I work with, sometimes, prepare for anything and everything in this sport, because sometimes you don't know who you're going to box until you get into the ring. And that's amazing, isn't that true? Sometimes last minute there'll be a switch, and so you say, well, what happened? You're not looking after me. Well, this is the nature of the sport. And if you realise that and be prepared for any outcome, you will succeed, do more than you can ever imagine. And faith, as Keith is saying, is very important. Believe in yourself and trust the people around you, and make sure you're with the right people. That's very important in that sense. So we're excited. We're looking to a great show. don't look at the show, it's just because it's in Cheshunt, it's less a show than the show in Saudi Arabia. For me, this is as good as any show and any card around the world. I believe that. And I'm privileged to have my dear son in sport, a good dear friend, Nick Parker. He was with us as an amateur. And I remember when I matched him with a military soldier from the army. He was about 6'7", 6'8", remember? And I said to him, Nick, you're going to win this fight. Just go in there, box how you box, and you're going to win. And lo and behold, you beat the army champ. So it's belief. And the people believe in you as well. And I believe the work of people I work with, I believe in them. So, and Patrick Mendes, thank you for accepting to be on this show as well. You know, it's a privilege to have you on, your experience as well. So God bless you. And everyone else on this table, whether I know you personally or we're just meeting now, I pray this is the first of many experiences we're going to have together. And if we can help you on your way to become the best, that you can be the best world champion, then we're here to do so. Yeah, there's no condition. I'm not driven by what I can get out of you. I can tell you that. If you know my diary, you see that I wear many different hats, but I'm here to do something good and leave people better than what we found them. So again, with those few words, thank you so much. And thank you, Edward, as well. And Hadiz, thank you so much for, Aziz, so I should say, thank you so much for supporting us in this promotion. And anyone else. But maybe, would you like to say a few words as well, since you're here? Aziz.
Well, I would like to thank Costa for organizing this crazy show on 25th of November. These brave guys, you know, I always like to support boxing. We did few shows which we did very good, and I want to thank all these guys that really supported. I have lots of friends around that they all in supporting these young guys, and that's why I did put even my son in boxing, because I always liked it and hope one day he will become champion. And I wish good luck to all these guys in 25th and the future shows as well. God bless you, Costa. You really did good, and we're looking forward to do other shows as well. Thank you very much.
Over to Mo.
Just one thing. You Albanian guys, you're great fans, and I love having you on my shows. But I would like to ask you, when your guy wins on Saturday, will you please not go into the ring like you did at Hannah? It's the promoter who gets in trouble. Listen, everyone was brilliant, you know, I know you was all happy and that, but it come back to us, the ball come back to us. He's great at talking, listen, he can see you all afterwards and that, but please stay out the ring. Okay. No, you will behave all right, but you know, we just get you there. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as Costakis said, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. We're preparing for a great night on the 25th of November. For those of you watching online or what have you, get your tickets, come down. It's going to be action-packed. Looking forward to seeing all these guys, show us what they can do, and we look forward to seeing them on the night next week at the Laura Trott Centre in Cheshunt. Thank you very much for turning up today. All the best.